Sandra Ezekwesili, and these are your hard facts.
First hard fact of the day: 1,828 new confirmed COVID cases over the weekend. Numbers went down from last week, so again, fingers crossed, it looks like the second wave is losing its power. But we're not out of the woods, so continue to do what you do to take care of yourself, to be careful out there, limit your movement to the essential things, wear a mask when you do have to go out, keep your distance where possible, and don't forget to wash and sanitize your hands as often as possible. The second hard fact of the day is 7. That's the number of souls who were lost after an Air Force plane en route to Mina crashed in Abuja just briefly after takeoff on Sunday. The Air Force has confirmed that the dead were all its personnel. May the souls rest in peace. Third hard fact of the day: Rochas Okorocha says he was arrested and released in Imo State yesterday. Now, he's an ex-governor of the state. He's a current senator from the state. He was arrested at his wife's hotel, which the state government has reportedly sealed. Okorocha says he went there to find out why, and thugs and police beat him up, and his boys as well. But other reports allege that he actually broke into the hotel and that these quote-unquote boys of his were also thugs who got into a fight there. Now, we'll bring you more of that story when we get more hard facts, because that's the only thing I give you on Nigeria Info. Give all 970,000 of you every weekday. Today's no different, starting with the big weekend. Let's talk about the drop in phone users nationwide in December. Then let's talk about the CBN saying it's looking into ways to regulate cryptocurrency without penalizing its use. And then let's talk about petrol marketers warning that they may increase the pump price. On Madam Landlord, let's talk about protecting your property from land grabbers. We had a great conversation about it on the Big Hard Fact last Monday, and due to popular demand, we're continuing when we left out. My guest from last Monday, Rotimi Adeniji, will be back today at 4 o'clock. He's joining us on the phone. On the Big Hard Fact, let's talk about federal government's financial position. We're hearing that the government is thinking about privatizing more assets and refinancing CBN's overdrafts. Just how serious is the situation? We're going to be talking to Steers Business about it. News updates will come your way at the top of every hour. Just a Minute will also come your way. And the only way to win on Just a Minute, if you are playing on hard facts, is to listen attentively to every single thing we talk about, because the answers are in the details. But let's get started with today's big weekend.
The big weekend.
Will the drop in phone subscribers affect the economic recovery? Was the CBN correct to cut off the crypto industry from banking before the official national crypto policy is ready? And how can the dispute between petrol marketers and depot owners be resolved? It was a big weekend, Lagos. Let's talk about it. We lost 3.3 million phone lines in December. That's the number that we're getting from the NCC's own quarterly report. Number of active phone lines dropped from 207.9 million to 204.6 million. And of course, when phone subscriptions drop, internet subscriptions drop as well. We lost 500,000 of those in the third quarter. In December, sorry. 563,000 actually. That's a drop from 154.4 million in November to 153.8 million in December. So that's what happened. And now you're wondering why. Why did that happen? Well, analysts are saying that it's probably because of the NIN SIM integration exercise. For example, right now, the NCC has stopped telcos from issuing new SIMs. We talked about that the other day on Balogun and Broad when we were looking at CUG lines. We talked about how companies cannot give out new CUG lines right now unless the employee is ready to convert their existing phone number from the same telco. And that's because they're not issuing new SIM cards. And we also talked about how so many people who lost their phones and needed to reactivate their lines through Welcome Back have been stuck because it's either they do not have their NIN or they've not yet linked it to their phone number. So the analysts believe that this has also added to that 3.3 million subscriber dip. Now, what's the impact of this? For context, this is the biggest drop in subscriber numbers since 2017. Now, let's think about what that means for the telcos. That means less revenue for airtime and internet from airtime and internet data sales. This, of course, is coming at a time when telcos are increasing their spending. NCC made them invest money in equipment to become NIN issuers, plus they are all having to improve their signal strength and connectivity. So there's a big chance that the telcos will see a hit on their balance sheets, but even beyond all of that, there's also the effect on other businesses. We talked about this on Balogun and Broad as well. Remember that this business, this telco's business is one of the most lucrative one in the country, right? So if you've got 3.3 million fewer phone lines, it means that a couple of million fewer customers who have phone-facing businesses are out of communication. Now, Nigeria just got out of recession. We saw our GDP climb up by a fraction of 8%. And remember, of course, that even when we were in the recession, ICT and telecoms were sectors that kept growing. So the question is, how will a 1.5% drop in phone lines and a 0.5% drop in internet subscriptions affect the sector's GDP and the national economy? What signal does it send to potential investors? That's our first story on the big weekend. What do you think about the loss of 3.3 million phone subscribers in 1 month? 0700-993-993-993 0700-993-993. You can also send us your thoughts via WhatsApp. WhatsApp is 080-959-75805. 080-959-75805. We have a number for women who call into the station, and that number is 01465 7190. 01465-7190. What do you think about the loss of 3.3 million phone subscribers in 1 month? I told you all the reasons that analysts think that this is happening at the moment. WhatsApp again, 080-959-75805. Hello, thanks for calling us.
Hello.
How are you, sir? What's your name? Sorry about that. Call back if you can. 99.3. Hello? Sorry about that. Call back if you can. Hello? Hello? Okay. Let's talk to Samuel. Hopefully Samuel's line doesn't drop as well. How are you, Samuel?
I'm good, and how are you?
I'm good. Good to have you on the show.
Thank you. What's going on in the telecom sector is a reflection of the lack of strategic thinking of people that take decisions on our behalf.
Okay.
Knowing fully well that even the NIMC said there is no way they could register all Nigerians that have not been registered on the NIN. Knowing fully well that there is a pandemic that says people should not gather in one place. Somebody just wakes up from his bed one morning and decides that everybody must go and register at NIN. How many million Nigerians will you register in how many days? And what they don't understand is if one company loses revenue, the government loses revenue.
Right.
They probably understand that, but they probably don't care because it doesn't concern them. It doesn't affect them. It doesn't affect their salaries. It doesn't affect their extra code. It doesn't affect their families. Their families are not here. They are somewhere abroad schooling. It doesn't affect them. This is poor strategic thinking. And I'm surprised that it is this kind of people that are our leaders. I'm sorry to say. Thank you, Sandra.
Thank you, Samuel, for calling. If you just joined the show, I told you we lost 3.3 million phone lines in December. We got that number from NCC's own quarterly report. That's the number of active phone lines that dropped from 207.9 million to 204.6 million. And you have to also remember that when phone subscriptions drop, internet subscriptions drop as well. So we lost more than 500,000 of internet subscriptions. That's 563,000 internet subscriptions. It's a drop from 154.4 million in November to 153.8 million in December. And I told you that the analysts who are looking at this think it's probably because of the NIN SIM integration exercise. They also think that people who lost their SIMs, who cannot get welcome back SIMs, are a part of the reason why that number is so high, 3.3 million. Now, I told you that if you take a look back at the numbers, this is the biggest drop since 2017. So you're looking at less revenue for telcos. You're looking at less. You're looking at less subscribers, definitely, because telcos have to make this money from airtime that they're selling to you, internet data that they're selling to you as well, and it's coming at a time where telcos are increasing their spending. Because NCC made them invest money in equipment to become NIN issuers. And they're also having to improve signal strength, connectivity. So there's a big chance that telcos will see a hit on their balance sheets. And like I said earlier on, you also have to think about the impact of this on businesses. We have a line for women, 01460 465, sorry, not 460, 465 7190. 014657190. What do you think about the loss of 3.3 million phone subscribers in 1 month? What do you think about that? Let's talk to Grace. Hello, Grace. Thank you very much for calling us. That call dropped. Grace, call back if you can. 99.3.
Hello.
How are you? What's your name?
Good afternoon. My name is Frank. I'm calling from Ipaja.
Welcome, Frank. Go ahead.
Okay, so in December, I was attacked. My car broke down at a job. I was attacked, and two of my phones were taken from me. And the 2 lines since December till now, I've not been able to retrieve the lines. I have my NIN. When I go to the office, the telcos to retrieve the line, they tell me that the portal on the NIMC portal where they need to verify my NIN before they give me give me my welcome back line is not working. This has been the position all along. I had to go to Twitter and I checked and I saw that that is what is happening in the entire country.
Yeah.
People are not able to retrieve their lines because NIMC portal where they are supposed to verify me is down and is not working for months.
Right.
As I'm speaking with you now, I'm using my wife's phone to make calls, and that is when we are together. When we are not together, I'm completely cut off from December till now. And I wonder what NIMC is trying to achieve with all of this rubbish that they are doing.
And you can't get a new line because they have a rule that you can't get a new line.
That is the position. And so if we say NIM is the central database for Nigerians, it means that wherever you submit your NIN, it will be verified. And people have to go to NIMC portal to verify that number. And this portal for verification is completely shut down.
My brother.
I don't understand.
I don't understand either. I don't understand either, and I'm terribly sorry you're dealing with this. And he's one of the 3.3 million people that we're talking about. It's 19 minutes past 3. Thank you so much, sir, for calling and sharing your story with me. The number to call is 0700-993-993-993. But that's if you're male. If you're female, the number to call is 01465-719. Adebimpe is on the line. Hello, Adebimpe. Thank you so much for calling us.
Okay, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. You're talking to Sandra now. Go ahead.
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Seriously, I don't know what NIMSI is trying to achieve with this. They're purposely suffering people. My dad, his phone was stolen inside our house. We went to MTN, the provider's office, different providers, like, he uses different phone lines, and all of them, he can't retrieve his line.
Okay.
So supposing he has, even his account, it comes through those lines. So what is the essence? He has already linked his number with these lines. So what is the essence of linking these things if we cannot retrieve it when it's lost? I think if you have not linked it, is a different issue. If you have linked your line, you should be able to go to any office and give them and say, okay, I've done this. I should be able to retrieve my line. You cannot even get another line. It's so now if somebody lost his phone, or what's the essence? So they don't want us to use line. They want us to go back to the age of no phone or no lines again.
It's quite the thing, Adebimpe. Thank you very much for calling and sharing this with me. Do you want us to go back to the age of no lines? 99.3, hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Welcome.
This is a calling from Odobori, Ogun State.
Welcome, Eze.
You see, Sandra, I have a problem with my SIM last week. And I went to their office. You know what they tell me?
What?
I said there is nothing they can do. I asked them why. I registered this SIM inside the office here. And you tell me there's nothing you can do. You say that there's nothing that is order from their head office, something like that. So I tried to convince them, no way. Now I'm without only one SIM that I have now. If anything should happen to this one I'm talking to you now, I would be totally in darkness. So I don't know why this government is doing something that will affect the poor people. Because without this phone I'm talking to you now, I cannot do my business.
What business do you do? What business do you do?
I'm into electrical.
Okay.
And as I'm talking to you now, we come at people for Lagos with this phone. They will send me my dues to me here. If I didn't have that communication, how will my business transaction go smoothly? Will I be traveling during those stress, going to Lagos, come back? I will die quick. So I don't know why they are giving us this problem. It's really affecting me as I'm thinking it now. Because if I didn't protect this one now, I'm in trouble. I'm in studio because all my network, my bank, this thing, everything is inside this phone. If anything should happen to it now, where will I go to? And this is the office where I collect this thing. So I don't know. They should help us in this country. We are no longer illiterate people again. We have advanced enough to do something that will help the poor people. I beg. Let's do people who can talk to them that we hear. Talk to them. Maybe they can consider and do a way that to favor us, the poor ones that are not in government to collect millions. The little one we are using to help our life, let them not stop it, I beg.
All right, sir.
I beg. We are begging them.
Thank you very much for calling. Speaking of our beg and government policies that have economic impact, we also saw central banks seeming to soften its position on cryptocurrency. CBN is now saying that the decision to cut off crypto exchanges from the banking system is not permanent. They just want to do some research and study how to prevent people using it anonymously. We heard from Kevin Amugo. He's the director of the CBN's Financial Policy and Regulation Department. And Amugo also said that Nigeria needs a national policy on cryptocurrency instead of just a monetary policy. said by the CBN. Let me repeat his exact words to you. His exact words. He said, quote, "The Committee on Cryptocurrency headed by the National Security Advisor and members are EFCC, NFIU, SEC, NICOM, and all regulators to strategize and come up with a national position, not a monetary policy position. We have issued our initial draft, but COVID-19 impeded our efforts to conclude our actions. Because of interests crypto has regenerated, I think it is high time we reconvened and ensure that we take a national position so that what is issued is a national position, not a CBN's or SEC's position." End quote. So Amugos is saying two things there. He's saying, first, we don't have a national position on crypto yet. And second, he's saying that there's a committee set up to formulate that position with members from all across government. Now, that clearly means that the CBN's order to banks to cut off crypto exchanges did not come as part of an agreed upon national policy, since that policy is still being worked on. And so over the weekend, analysts were asking, why did the CBN decide to take a decision on crypto when the national policy wasn't out yet? And then other analysts were pointing out that since the CBN's decision has affected so many businesses and investments, could they not have afforded to wait until the national policy was finalized? Because let's say for a moment that the policy comes out a few weeks from now and it says, oh, okay, crypto is okay. Exchanges just need to follow one or two rules. Doesn't that mean that all those businesses and people who lost access to their banking were inconvenienced for nothing? Because even right now, people are reporting that banks are allegedly cutting them off. Their account numbers are allegedly being shut off. But going beyond that, let's talk about the process itself for getting the new policy. We'll talk about that after the break. You're listening to Hard Facts on 99.3 Nigeria Info. I'm Sandra Ezekwesili. We bring you the biggest stories that broke during the weekend. Every Monday when we start Hard Facts at 3, we'll bring you more on this crypto matter next. Don't go away.
More talk, more right after this.
One thing, I'm loving you strongly. Plenty fidelity. Me, I no go never leave. Love you one thing. I'm loving you strongly. Plenty fidelity. Me, I no go never leave. Baby, I love you like that. I'm going Cupid for you. I go fight everybody for you. I go fly. I'm going Cupid for you. Baby, now you know be lie. I'm going Cupid for you. Call me General Overdue. There is nothing that I won't do. I love you like that. I'm going Cupid for you. I go fight everybody for you. I go fly. Cupid for you. Oh. Baby, now you know be lie. I'm going Cupid for you. Oh. Call me General Overdue. There is nothing that I won't do.
This Valentine's Day, do something Cupid.
We are fidelity. We keep our word.
Babes, your design is so fine. Who did it?
I did.
What taught you?
Anti-Digital Consult did.
Wow.
Yes, learn graphic and web design, multimedia and animation, coding, AutoCAD, 3D Max, and more at Hantech Digital Consult. Enroll today to increase your productivity and income earnings. Register. Visit hantechdigitalconsult.com/registration and email info@hantechdigitalconsult.com or call 081-6537-2321 and online at Hantech Digital. Hurry now! Hantech Digital Consult. IT training for Generation Next.
It's a new day, a new beginning. As you prepare for the day ahead, just anything is not enough for a delightful, healthy start. Start your day right with Whole on your EVAP. Taste creamy vitamins and nutrients. Life is so different with you. Whole on your EVAP.
Hollandia Eva milk, right nutrients for a healthy breakfast.
One thing, I'm loving you strongly. Plenty fidelity. Me, I no go never leave. Love you one thing. I'm loving you strong, strongly. Plenty fidelity. Me, I no go never leave.
Baby, I love you like that. I'm going Cupid for you. I go fight everybody for you. I go fly. I'm going Cupid for you. Baby, now you know be lie. I'm going Cupid for you. Call me General Overdue. There is nothing that I won't do. I love you like that. I'm going Cupid for you. I go fight everybody for you. I go fly. I'm going Cupid for you. Oh. Baby, now you know be lie. I'm going Cupid for you. Oh. Call me General Overdue. There is nothing that I won't do.
This Valentine's Day, do something Cupid.
We are fidelity. We keep our word.
It's a new day, a new beginning. As you prepare for the day ahead, just anything is not enough for a delightful, healthy start. Start your day right with Whole on your earbuds. Taste creamy vitamins and nutrients. Life is so different with you. Whole on your earbuds.
Hollandia Eva milk, right nutrients for a healthy breakfast.
One thing, I'm loving you strong, strongly. Plenty fidelity. Me, I no go never leave. Love you one thing. I'm loving you strong, strongly. Plenty fidelity. Me, I no go never leave.
Baby, I love you like that. I'm going Cupid for you. I go fight everybody for you. I go fly. I'm going Cupid for you. Baby, now you know be lie. I'm going Cupid for you. Call me General Overdue. There is nothing that I won't do. I love you like that. I'm going Cupid for you. I go fight everybody for you. I go fly. I'm going Cupid for you. Oh. Baby, now you know be lie. I'm going Cupid for you. Oh. Call me General Overdue. There is nothing that I won't do.
This Valentine's Day, do something Cupid.
We are fidelity. We keep our word.
You are listening to your number one station for talk.
Your number one station for talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
The big weekend.
Our first story told you that we lost 3.3 million phone lines in December. That's the number that the NCC quoted in their quarterly report. Number of active phone lines dropped from 207.9 million to 204.6 million. Analysts believe that it's probably because of the NIN SIM integration exercise, and also probably because companies cannot give out new SIMs at the moment. You have CUG lines, for example, that cannot be issued to new organizations because there's no more new SIMs. We talked about this on Balogun and Broad. Balogun and Broad, by the way, is the most relevant business show on Nigeria Info, and it's here on Hard Facts every Wednesday at 5. So you have to listen, right? So yeah, 3.3 million fewer phone lines. That means a couple of million fewer customers for phone-facing businesses. You've been hearing the calls we've been getting on that subject since I brought you that story. I also told you that the central bank is seeming to soften its position on cryptocurrency. That's a story we're talking about before the break. CBN is saying that they now want to do some research and study how to prevent people using crypto anonymously, so that their decision to cut off crypto exchanges from the system, from the banking system, is not permanent. Now, I said that going beyond all of the, was it wise for them to do it before they had a national policy? Look at how it affects businesses and investments. If you go beyond all of that and you talk about the process itself for getting the new policy, you have to look at what Amugo said about COVID-19 delaying it. He's also saying that they're ready to continue. Now, he said, quote, "The way forward for us will be continuous engagement, ongoing consultations, and academic research. We're engaging internationally and locally to ensure that we come out with a harmonized and implementable position." End quote. So CBN's head of financial policy, that's who Amugo is, and he's saying that they still need to do more consultations before a policy can be finalized. And like I told you before, part of what they want to look into is the ways that they can remove anonymity from cryptocurrency transactions. So they're doing consultations with stakeholders like cryptocurrency exchanges. The same exchanges who just got banned from banking services by the CBN. But again, it raises the question, why didn't the CBN consult with them before the ban? And on this issue of anonymity, I told you last week when we talked about it that there are already solutions. I told you about the US and how everybody who trades in crypto above a certain amount pays tax. The government is able to track them because the crypto exchanges collect the identity data of all their users. And by US law, they share it with the government. And on Balogun and Broad last week, you heard from an executive for one of the exchanges, Binance, and they said that they already collect KYC data. We also know that banks collect data on all transfers. So when somebody sends money into their crypto exchange account, governments can trace it from the bank or the card. So if anonymity is CBN's big problem, but as I'm showing you, there are already ways to handle it, I have to ask again, was there a need to restrict the exchanges before the new national policy? 0700-993-993-993. Share your thoughts with me via WhatsApp as well, 080-959-75805. What do you think about CBN now saying that there will soon be a national policy for regulating crypto? In light of this, what do you think about the decision to ban exchanges from banking services before the policy was ready? We have a number for women, 01465-7190. Kayode is in Ikoyi. Hello, Kayode. Thank you for calling us.
Yes, Sandra, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, I want to comment on this Bitcoin issue.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, and I'm sincerely not happy with the way the media is treating this thing. Because media is not balanced, doing a balanced reporting on it.
Okay.
Yes, because the media seems to be leaning towards the side of saying what the CBN did was wrong. And I think the media should balance it. Because I think the CBN should be thanked for doing what they have done.
Okay.
Because, yes, Nigeria is not alone in doing this thing.
Mm-hmm.
The Bitcoin, apart from the anonymity issue, the rate at which it's being used to commit to launder money is terrible. And there's no country that will open its eyes and allow such things to happen. And aside the regulatory authority, HSBC in the UK is not a regulatory authority. It's a bank, and it has restricted the use of transferring of profit of cryptocurrency to pounds. You cannot do it in a HSBC bank. UBS in Switzerland has done the same thing. So a lot of countries in the world are moving towards restricting the use of cryptocurrencies. So that's why I said we need a balanced reporting on this thing. The CBN, as far as I'm concerned, has done what is right to protect the currency of the country and protect the interest. Most of the crimes going on in the world are committed using, and the use of analytics that you said is there's a way they go about it, and even the KYC documents you can go around it. They don't see you. That these people are not, everything you're doing online, and the ways of generating things that at this exchanges, even in Nigeria, they're not. So what they not have given to them, on whose database are they confirming the ID surrender to them? So there's more harm in this Bitcoin issue than the media is making us see. And so we should stop cascading the CBN for this. We should start praising the CBN for what they've done, as far as I'm concerned.
All right, Coyote. Thank you very much for calling. 99.3. Hello?
Hello.
Thanks for calling. Turn your radio off. What's your name?
Okay. My name is Tony Akinyele.
Tony, welcome. Go ahead.
You see, this country, Sandra, may God continue to save us from bad rulers.
Okay.
You see, there's no just God that governs Nigeria righteously. The God of hypocrites, despotism, tyranny, and self-centeredness.
Okay.
That gives bad judgment against poor Nigerians. We are all poor. One day we shall leave that place and we will go. Where is Abacha? Where is Yaradua?
What has that got to do with SIMs and cryptocurrency?
It has something got to do with these things, this cryptocurrency you are talking about.
Okay.
If you want to make a decision on your fellow human being, you should have to make findings. Other European countries are using the same thing. You just decided one day and say you put bar on it. You are no longer going to deal with it when you have not made your research. Many people have made laws. May God not dampen your intelligence. You speak in a way that we ourselves, we find it very difficult to contribute because you cover everything. And may the knowledge God give you not fall. I wish you well, Sandra. God bless you.
Bless you as well. Thank you very much for calling. We've got messages here. Ernest RG on Twitter says, the 3.3 million phone subscribers lost is as a result of poor policy formulation and implementation of government and its agencies. How can you tell people to register for NIN without proper system on ground to make the process easy for all? Let's take a call from Adebowale in Lekki. Hello, Adebowale. Thank you for calling us.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hi, thanks for calling.
Yes, please.
Welcome, go ahead.
Sandra,
right.
You see, Adebowale is my name,
yes.
First of all, from Lagos.
Mm.
You see, the issue of cryptocurrency and this NIMC is not starting today.
Okay.
It has started from the ages of our present government not knowing what exactly to do. For example, we have the pandemic of COVID outside. One government agency is saying, go on social distancing. Another government agency is saying, cluster around yourself and spread COVID-19. What do we do? So basically, it's not even just the problem of NIMC or so. It's the problem of not knowing what exactly to do. They are short of ideas. So this cryptocurrency issue, why haven't they, you've rightly said, why didn't they make this research from the onset? Why is it that now is when they feel, oh, let's make a research? And that is simply because they saw that the policy they made or the ban they enact did not affect the trading of cryptocurrency in any way. Rather, making these people that are trading in cryptocurrency, making them smarter than how they were before and giving them varieties of options on how to go about their trading. It does not affect them in any form. So that's just my own little contribution.
Adebowale, thank you very much for calling. Petroleum marketers say Nigerians should get ready for 195 naira per litre and that it is NNPC's fault. We heard from IPMAN over the weekend, the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, and they're complaining that they cannot get petrol from government depots because government is sending most of it to the private depots instead. And according to IPMAN, the private depots are giving them a higher price because the depot owners also own filling stations, and so they're trying to overcharge the competition. So IPMAN is saying that if government doesn't start giving them petrol directly through the NNPC depots, they're going to have to increase pump price. So the argument between IPMAN, the depot owners, and NNPC, it's been getting louder and louder recently. We already saw a brief fuel scarcity here in Lagos last week after IPMAN members protested at some depots. But now they're talking about raising prices. And this thing is not about shortage, fuel day, supply day. Last week I told you NNPC said that they have a 40-month supply. A 40-day supply, sorry. The problem is distribution. And I want to know what you think about that. If Ipman's account of it is true, basically the private depots are working together to raise the prices for the marketers.
Hello, my name is Ronke from Ikoro.
Now, technically, government has deregulated prices. So if the marketers are being charged a higher price, they can also raise the pump price. But if you don't want that to happen, then we need to have a conversation about what can be done to address the problem that Ipman is raising here. I'd have loved for us to have a conversation about this, but we may have to feature it again on tomorrow's Big Three, because now I have to talk to somebody from World Remit. I'm expecting to be connected to Gbenga Okejimi. Gbenga Okejimi is the country manager, Nigeria and Ghana for World Remit. And he's going to be talking to us about what World Remit does, what they're doing in Nigeria, what their business is, how you can benefit from it, what you can get out of World Remit, etc., etc. That's the conversation I'm about to have with Gbenga. Gbenga's on the line now. Hello, Gbenga. Thank you so much for joining us on Hard Facts today. Hi, Gbenga. Thanks for joining us on Hard Facts. Hello, Gbenga. Are you there? Ah, no. Gbenga's not there. All right, we're going to have to try and get Gbenga back on the line. Like I said, Gbenga is the country manager, Nigeria and Ghana at World Remit. And you have to know, of course, that since Nigeria announced new rules for sending money from the abroad in December 2020, people like World Remit have had to reinvent how they do things like this, right? So when he does join us on the show and we do get him back on the line, we'll have a conversation about what World Remit is doing to ensure that you can still receive money from your family members who live abroad, from your loved ones who live abroad. Or if you're listening from abroad, you can find out from World Remit themselves how you can send money using World Remit to your family members who are here in Nigeria. World Remit was the first to launch USD transfers in Nigeria and deliver USD bank transfers as well. But since that central bank announcement in December 2020, I'm curious to see how they've adapted and improved their services to ensure that they're obeying the new rules while making sure that you're able to send money to the people you care about. So we're trying to get Gbenga on the line. Hopefully we get him on the line as soon as possible, and then we can go ahead and have this conversation. Unfortunately, the connection to Gbenga continues to drop off. It's not been a very friendly day for our phone lines. I think that it's because everyone's trying to call in at the same time. So I'll beg you to please stop trying to call into the show. I know that you really want to talk about the stories, but please do us a favor and stop calling into the show so that we have access to be able to get Gbenga to join us over the phone and talk to us about World Remit. So amongst other things, he'll be telling us about the different services that World Remit offers. He'll also be talking to us about what differentiates their services from other international money transfer organizations operating here in Nigeria. He'll also be talking to us about, like I said earlier on, how they've adapted their services to ensure that customers can continue to send money easily. And he'll talk to us about who their money transfer partners in Nigeria are, how many of them can service their customers based on CBN's directives. And he'll also talk to us about their transfer tracker app. Hopefully we have enough time to get into that because we've got about 10 minutes before we have to wrap up. But yeah, he'll talk to us about that as well. I do hope we can get him on the line, to be honest with you. It's not looking like that will happen, but I do hope we get him on the line because this is very, very important. You know, if you have family abroad, I have family abroad, and it's paining me that, you know, the money transfer process has gotten a bit complicated since that announcement was made back in December 2020, you know. So if you've got family abroad, if you are the family member who is abroad, then this is information that you really need, right? So I'm hoping Benga can join us. I'm hoping we are able to get across to him. I'm hoping the connection works. He's the country manager in Nigeria and Ghana for World Remit. And he'll be talking to us about how they've adapted, how you can still get money from your family members, how you can send money to your family members if you are listening to us from the abroad. We'll talk about the Transfer Tracker app. We'll talk about an entrepreneurs program that they launched last year. I know World Remit launched an entrepreneurs program last year. So hopefully he can talk to us about that initiative and talk to us about what other ways that particular company is supporting Nigerians, World Remit, that is. So let's keep trying to get him. If we do get him, we'll come back on and talk to him.
You earn a living. You probably own a business, work for one, or want to start one. Business is central to your life. But do most business shows really speak to you?
Today on the show, the $1 billion valuation of
Balogun and Broad does. Let's talk about the stock market and Alaba market. Let's talk about share IPOs and diesel supply LPOs. Let's talk about Broad Street.
The Nigerian Stock Exchange recorded an all-time high of...
And Balogun Street.
The maximum I will spend on fuel to and fro was 4,000.
On Balogun and Broad, Wednesdays at 5. On Hard Facts, I don't just bring you the news, I bring you the newsmakers.
Consul General of the U.S. Consul General in Lagos, giving her first ever interview in Nigeria, Claire Pierangelo.
They come to me because they know Lagos is listening.
I love the way you engage Nigerians, especially with these people who are called supremacist Nigerians. They feel they are more Nigerian than you are.
We talk to the newsmakers.
The Special Assistant to the President on Digital and New Media, Tolu Ogunlesi. Frankenberg has just walked into the studio.
Yawande Sadiku. Yawande is the Executive Secretary of NIPC, the Nigeria Investment Promotion Council.
The Senior Special Assistant to President Muhammadu Buhari on Public Affairs, Mr. Ajuri Ngelali.
We talk to captains of industry.
She's the founder and CEO of Tomato Jos, one of Nigeria's biggest agro-industrial businesses. Her name is Mira Meta. He's been selected for Forbes 30 Under 30. His name is Inioluwa Aboyeji.
We talk to the experts.
He's the chief economist at Business Day. He's a big friend of the show. Also,
he's the head of the Department of Molecular Biology and Biotechnology at the Nigerian Institute of Medical Research, NIMR. Dr. Bamidele Waloko.
And we talk to you.
I found Mr. Usman through Hard Facts. He's a listener. He sent us a WhatsApp message when we were talking about the scanners at the ports.
Give me your afternoon and I'll give you the answers.
All right, so it looks like we have Benga on the line finally. Benga, are you there?
Yes, hi.
Hi, sorry about earlier on. We were trying to get you on the line and it wasn't working out.
Yes, I guess as much. I think the network is a little bit disruptive at this moment.
All right.
I
Good,
think
good to have you on the show. Like I
yeah.
said, Lagos Benga is the country manager, Nigeria and Ghana for World Remit. Benga, we don't have a lot of time anymore, so let's get to the questions that we can get to. Huh? Tell us about World Remit. Tell us what differentiates your services from your peers operating here in Nigeria.
All right. Thank you very much, Sandra. World Remit is a leading cross-border payment services company, founded as a result of the experiences of our chairman, Mr. Ismail Ahmed, a migrant from Somaliland. The service was established based on Ismail's experience of having to visit costly agents to send transfers to family members back home. We are a truly international company where over 60 nationalities are represented and more than 75 languages are spoken. Ismail's intention was always to make transfers seamless, flexible, and cost-effective. We pride ourselves as a technological disruptor, which is 100% digital on the send side, yet offers multiple options on the receive side. This differentiates us from other players in the market. Of course, we are a low-cost player, ensuring that transfers are sent at the most competitive rate. So you cannot get any better rate in the market than World Remit.
World Remit. But now you've got new rules from the CBN for diaspora remittances. Has World Remit been able to adapt its services and find ways to ensure that customers can continue to send money?
All right, yeah. If you recall, last year, precisely November 30, the central bank directed that banks and international money transfer organizations to enable payment of money transfers to recipients in Nigeria in United States dollars. The directive further stated that such transfers are to be received in cash or paid to USD-denominated accounts in Nigeria. World Remit was the first to implement this directive within 24 hours. We were able to do this as an innovative company that pioneered digital remittances. And in line with our mantra to always create opportunities for our customers.
Now, can you tell us more about this new CBN mandate on USD bank accounts or bank account opening process? How does it affect your customers? How will it affect your customers?
Okay, thanks. Yes, as I mentioned earlier on November last year, precisely the last day of November, the CBN directed that all remittance transfers to Nigeria by IMTOs, that is International Money Transfer Organizations, should either be paid in USD in cash or deposited into a USD-denominated account. We are very much aware that majority of Nigerian recipients do not have USD accounts, and this has impacted remittance services, especially digital players like us. This has caused a shift to cash pickup service, which also has some issues around availability of USD notes. In the light of this, and as a way of further driving the financial inclusion strategy of the central bank, the CBN mandated all banks to ensure automatic USD accounts opening strictly for international money transfers. The implication of this is that even if a customer has a Naira account, that due diligence has been conducted on it by the bank, the USD account will be automatically opened for such a customer to receive the transfers instead of the transaction failing. So basically, if your sender uses a Naira account, plans to send money into the recipient's Naira account, the bank will automatically create a USD account for such customers instead of returning the funds back to the diaspora. So that's essentially what the CBN mandate stipulates.
Who are your transfer partners, your money transfer partners in Nigeria? How many of them can now service your customers based on these directives from the CBN?
Yeah. We have one of the largest bank payout networks for USD bank transfers, which includes Access Bank, First Bank, Fidelity Bank, GT Bank, UBA, and FCMB, with ongoing plans for further expansion. Customers of FCMB, First Bank, Access Bank, Fidelity Bank, GT Bank, and UBA can now also access USD payouts through the bank transfer and cash pickup auctions. Those receiving transfers into Union Bank, Polaris Bank, and Zenith Bank accounts can access USD payouts only through the cash pickup option. So, and we are still onboarding new partners. We're in the process of onboarding new partners.
Even more partners. Yeah. Since we're out of time, do you have any final words on how World Remit is helping families stay connected?
As a company committed to creating opportunities, we have ensured that families stay connected regularly, especially during these challenging times, by offering multiple payout opportunities via cash or bank deposits. We are not oblivious to the fact that the sudden change in directives by the CBN may prove to be challenging for some of our customers, which is the reason we are onboarding more partners, like I mentioned before, and exploring innovative ways to bring the service closer to them. We have countless examples of customers who have not only been able to sustain but expand their business with the support of money transfers received from overseas via World Remit. Furthermore, educational and medical needs have been met to keep spirits and hopes alive. It is this simple acts of kindness and humanity that we at World Remit live for. We are immensely proud to support our inspiring customers and those dearest to them.
Gbenga Okejimi is the country manager, Nigeria and Ghana. Gbenga, thank you so much for your time on Hard Facts today.
Yeah, thank you so much.
All right, let's bring you business news, Lagos. And after that, Madam Landlord, where we'll talk about how you can protect your land from land grabbers. I'm Sandra Ezekwesili.
And now the business news.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.